All right. Um, let's talk Atomic desktops. Atomic. What is Atomic desktop? I had a really difficult time wrapping my head around this, um, even as somebody that uses Git and works with containers, um, like Docker and Podman, creating containers. I understand all those things, but an Atomic desktop is basically something that I don't know. The best way to explain it is it's a desktop that has multiple uh, multiple multiple layers, and you can revert back to a previous layer of the operating system. So like right here right now, even though you can see the HDR acting up here at the bottom. Oh, now it stopped. Yeah, it does that. HDR is off. And you can see HDR messes things up. It's got multiple layers. Yeah, look at this. And you can, if you pin those layers, you can revert to them at any moment or time. So let's go to desktop mode, and we'll do some things to show you how to. So NVIDIA has issues with GameScope. That was basically that was Bazzite. I installed Bazzite on top of my Kinoite installation. I basically rebased it. So if you do B is the boot, I think. Yeah. See that? That is, here, why don't I do it like this? Let's not do B, let's do verbose. There we go. Okay, so you can see right here, there's a dot beside what I'm booted into right now, right? And you can see this is a pinned, I pinned it. I can unpin it right now, and I can demonstrate how to do it. I also have two other versions of an operating system pinned. There's index 0, 1, 2. Oh, this one is not pinned. This is a recent one that was installed. This one's pinned here. Anyways, so it's got layers. So I've got a few layers here. 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. Right, and index 1 is pinned. Index 3 is pinned, and index 4 is pinned. So what we're going to do is we're going to revert to index 3 here. Okay, this is the commit we're going to revert to right now because, like I said, Bazzite uses in the SteamOS fashion uses GameScope, and GameScope is completely broken on NVIDIA GPUs. It doesn't work. When I plug in the machine that this is running on to my TV, I get a black screen. And this is an issue with NVIDIA driver, NVIDIA GPU, and the HDMI output. I might be able to get it to work at a later date using a display port to a HDMI converter, maybe, because I think it's just limited to the HDMI output. Right now, I'm connected to the monitor via HDMI as well. So you saw that artifacting. So I think it will work completely fine using DisplayPort, but I need a converter. I don't have one on hand to test, at least one with the bandwidth that is required to drive UHD resolution with 60 hertz and HDR. So yeah, I mean, I game on Linux mostly. I have a lot of game time on Windows as well, because there's one game that I play online that I have to boot into Windows, and I play it a lot, and that's PUBG. Everything else I pretty much play on my Steam Deck or my Fedora installation that is non-Atomic. Yeah, I recently just did this, and I noticed there wasn't a lot of information how to revert back from a previous installation, from a previous Fedora, or from a Fedora Atomic installation to a previous one. There's a lot of conflicting information online, or a lot of outdated information online. Anyways, I'm not going to take up any more time. I want to do this as quickly as possible. So I'll put, yeah. So I want to revert back to this index here, index 3. Right now we have index 2 is pinned. Index 0 is not pinned. So what we can do is we can actually pin index 0. And I'll show you how to pin an index. And maybe I should increase this. No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna increase the font size and everything. I'm gonna scale the desktop here. Oh, it's already scaled. Let's do this. Okay, that should have scaled it. Yeah, that scaled it. That's good. Okay, yeah, as you can see here, this is not pinned. This one here is pinned here. Index 2 is pinned. Okay, so we're going to pin index 0. And the nice thing about Atomic desktops is if you go and you rebase to a previous index or a pin, from there on in, it will run those updates, and you can clear the other ones if you don't want them. So it's actually a kind of cool way of updating. So let's see that. So let's do, well, let's do the pin first. So ostree, and we can do admin pin, and then we can do index 0. So we can pin index 0, right? Oh, what? Oh, sudo, sorry. And then, right? So it's now pinned. So if we do the status again, see index 0 is pinned now. So now if I want to go to a different, I want to move to a different index, I can, and then this will be pinned, and I will be able to install this, well, not install, rebase to this, this version of my installation, because, yeah. Anyways, so let's do that. Let's unpin that. I don't want it. It's not necessary. So pin, and we can do unpin to unpin the index. I can unpin index 4 and index 3 and index 2 as well, but I'm not going to. Deployment now is unpinned, and if you look at that, it's now unpinned. Beautiful. Now what we're going to do is we're going to rebase to a different deployment. I don't want to run Bazzite because it's not working for me. What I'm going to do on my TV is I'm going to use this Fedora installation here. This is working. I'm using X11 in this one. This is using Wayland. It doesn't use GameScope. I just boot straight into big picture mode. I started automatically and I boot into big picture mode. So yeah, let's do that. Let's rebase that operating system. So we'll do rpm-ostree rebase, and I need the commit of that one. Commit, and the only way you get the commit is if you do rpm-ostree status-v. Otherwise it obscures the commit. It just does the base commit. It doesn't do the commit. You need the actual commit here. So I'm going to copy that. Yeah, I haven't used I've used Fedora for 4 or 5 years, but I haven't used the Atomic version yet. I think I might use that. I might switch my main installation to an Atomic version. It's actually quite cool to be able to do that and an update. You don't need a backup. You can just rebase. It will keep all your files. It won't delete any of your files. And you'll see that with this and this. I have this pinned to the taskbar. It uses a different, this installation uses a different shell, a console or whatever, shell application. Rebase 9, B7, and 1045, and that's index 3. Okay, let's do that. Let's rebase to that. Okay, password. Now, as you can see, these top ones here are based off of each other, just different times. Okay, there we go. Changes queued for next boot. As you can see, it gives you a little thing here, what it removed, what it added. It's quite a bit. Like, it's actually removing the NVIDIA open driver here, the 590, and it's reverting to the closed source 580 driver. Okay, reboot. It's going to shut down, do its thing. Now it's booting back up. Okay, Fedora, booting Fedora, instead of Bazzite. There we go. Probably a resolution. Oh, Plasma. Boot into X11. I like. There we go. As you can see, your files are kept, but because the this didn't exist in my previous installation, it's still there. One thing, there we go. Yeah, it doesn't really scale like that. Wait, am I in X11? Let's see. Okay, let's see what we're in. XDG session. Yeah, X11. Scaling doesn't work in X11 unless I log in and log out. So let me do that. Session, log out. Okay. If at all. The scaling might not work at all. Anyways, that's not the point of this video. So the commands are to check your deployments and see which deployments you can rebase to is rpm-ostree space status space -v. And you can pin deployments by running. Did my yeah, no, it didn't. It just took a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't really scale. Scaling doesn't work in X11 properly. It scaled a little bit, I guess, but not really. It doesn't matter. Oh, come on. That's fun. Hey. Yeah, see, this is X11 has its quirks. It definitely has its quirks. Yeah, let's see. Let's log out. Oh, wait. Yeah, X11 has close on. Yeah, of course it has. I don't care. Yeah, something. X11 crashed for some reason. Yeah, it's completely frozen. It's just a hard reset sometimes in Linux. That's all that is required. So that was saying, to check your deployments, you can do rpm-ostree status -v. To pin a deployment, it's sudo space ostree space admin space pin, and then the index that you got from the status command. And then I'm actually gonna switch to Wayland here. I don't like Wayland. It doesn't, for gaming it's okay, but for productivity I don't use it. It breaks a lot of applications, and I use Linux for gaming and productivity. But as you can see, yeah, the scaling is like applied here, right? See, if I enable HDR, I don't like HDR. I'm not a huge fan of it. Oh, what? It like automatically scaling in Wayland. Interesting. Yeah. So let's do that. So if you do rpm-ostree status -v, it'll show you all the trees. Yeah. See, index 3, index 4. This is the one we are on, right? This is one I have pinned. That's index 2. Now I could rebase to this one that we were just in, because it looks like it's the same commit as that one. So it looks like 525. Yeah, it's the same one. Interesting. It's showing it twice. Yeah, so this is the one we're on right now, 9B, 97B. So it's this one, 1045, and this is the one I pinned. I could go and I could unpin probably this one. This is before I installed the drivers and clean all these up. And I would do that by running the command, which is sudo ostree admin pin, and then the index, and then -- unpin, right? So if I wanted to unpin that, I would do sudo os rpm os, oh no, ostree admin pin, and then I do like an index here. Yeah, and then -- unpin to unpin it, and I pin it with this command, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. And to switch to a tree, rpm-ostree space rebase space, and then the commit, which you get with the commit number here, which you get by running this command here. That's it. And then I can go back to, once I figure out about get the adapter, I can go back to the other tree and then test it again, see if it works, see if GameScope works via a DisplayPort to HDMI adapter, a DisplayPort 1.4 to a 2.1 HDMI adapter. I'll see if I can find one of those on Amazon. Anyways, yeah, I put this together because I didn't see any information based on this anywhere on the internet, and there was conflicting information. But that's how I pin, base, and rebase. And if you want to clean them, I think it's Prune, search for unsearchable objects. No, I think it's this command, rpm. Clean up. Yeah, I think it's clean up. I don't know. I haven't done it. They just kind of disappear after a while. This is the only 3 I want to clean. They just, when you update if I update this operating system, the tree will continue on from this here. So this is the index 0 now. So any updates, if I update, will run from here. So if I run rpm-ostree update, rpm-ostree space update, it will override anything that isn't pinned, because there's only, I think it only caches like 3 or 4 versions of the operating system. Yeah, that's it.